Because I'm a
to win in fantasy football, to win
ballsy.
in anything in life, you're going to have to take chances. You're going to have to make risks. You're going to have to get ballsy. Tonight, we talk Super Bowl. We draft a team. We may look at some graphs. You never know.
Because I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. Anywhere I want.
GM, Candyman, how is your night going, brother?
Heyo, what's up, brother? I'll tell you, I'm feeling good. Man, what an exciting Super Bowl we got there, huh? What a shootout.
No, it was pretty lame, honestly. Yeah, but it's okay. Honestly, it was kind of hyped to see the Seahawks win. Like Sam Darnold redemption arc. And you know what? The Seahawks, we were talking about it last week. Like, it's just weird. They're just a good organization. So, like, even though we're like, we don't view the Seahawks as like this really good franchise, but they are kind of consistently doing some good stuff. And yeah, I think our predictions rang pretty true from last week as well. So I would say, at least to you know ball for sure. So,
It's John Schneider. The general manager of the Seahawks. He's the guy. He's been there since before Russell Wilson era. He brought him through that period, got him to 2 Super Bowls, and then he made the right choice when he traded off Russell Wilson, got a bunch of draft picks, and they drafted very well. There was an Athletic article that I read before the Super Bowl that was just singing the praises of John Schneider, the moves that they've made, the way they got the pick compensation for Russell Wilson. They made Geno Smith work for a while. They drafted good players. They developed good players. Ken Walker, JSN, all the players on the defense, that we saw highlighted last night. The dark side, what they're calling themselves, the defense. But I think, they're a well-run organization. And the one note they also mentioned in the Athletic article that I thought was really interesting, I was talking to my dad about this when we were catching up about the Super Bowl. The Seahawks front office, they do this little like scenario analysis every offseason. So they're probably they're probably starting it soon, but obviously they made the Super Bowl this year. They look at all of the best players in the NFL, and then they play a game. What if that player became available? What if that player is a free agent? If if they're on the trade block, if there's trade rumors, they can get them. And they do that for the current players. And then as soon as one of those current players becomes something they can get, they already have a series of moves they're willing to make, compensation they're willing to give up, how it would fit into their their dollars, how it would fit into their scheme. So like they've already thought through all of the scenarios. And then when it's like a player becomes a free agent, like a Sam Darnold, or a player is on the trade block like Shaheed, they immediately know, they answer the phone call first and they make the moves first while other people are trying to figure out what's even going on. So that's pretty sharp stuff.
They're playing 4D chess out here, which is there you go. That makes sense. That's a sharp organization that you're describing. So
yeah, it was interesting. Very defensive matchup, something that you and I kind of talked about last week.
Yeah, 2 elite defenses. And we were talking about Kenneth Walker and how he's overvalued, and then he goes out and doesn't score any touchdowns, but has a pretty solid game. So yeah, run game. Sam Darnold didn't do anything. I think it was 19 for 38, so nothing crazy, but sometimes that's all you need to do is be a game manager, and he did it. So yeah, congrats to him. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat really quick. We got Travioli in here, GM, Hartman, hello, Darth Carter, boys. Shout out to Emo Cowboy, Houston, Texas.
What's up,
we got Who Hames. I was on with him earlier today, talking ball for a few hours. Any other takeaways going into 2026? based off of, the Super Bowl? What was like? Did you watch it with anybody? Did you go to any parties? Any, obviously the Kenneth Walker stuff, any other,
Me or the
like,
chat?
you.
Do I go to parties? Brother, my 3-year-old daughter's running around the house going, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, it's the Super Bowl. And then she laughed. She lasted until about midway through the second quarter. So that was my party. We had a good time. We had some chips and dips. We had queso. I got a big pizza beforehand. We had coconut shrimp on the grill from the wifey. So we had some stuff going, but it was just kind of all for me.
Hell yeah.
Wife was
No,
doing chores I had to tell her, I was like, stop doing chores during the Super Bowl. Come sit down and watch it. And then that lasted 5 minutes, but
keeper.
She walked out during halftime. She goes, oh, there's Bad Bunny. I was like, yep. I don't know if I even told you this, but Bindles, Bad Bunny's been my top Spotify artist the last 3 years straight.
Cultured. Hashtag cultured.
Like that. I've just been in the know. Fan of his. And then I was like getting into a lot of his old stuff. And then he started putting out these new albums that were like chart topping, 2022, 2024, I think, and just year over year. And so he kind of just, I don't know. Now he's in the Illuminati, he's in the CIA, and he's like, intelligence, and he's all that stuff. So pop stars these days, they get,
No, you were ahead of the curve. You were ahead of the curve. As always, as you are going to be in 2026 when you win Best Ball Mania 7.
We'll see about that. If I can get a team to week 17, that's the dream.
I mean, I think you're due. I think we're due. Yeah. Any overarching thoughts, like, from, obviously it's one game, so it's not really changing that much, but just anything that it made you, triggered your brain of, like, any reverberations into the 2026 off season as we close it out.
Yeah, really two things. The first is I'm back in on Ken Walker. I'm convinced. I've seen the light. If he's going to get, was it 25 rushing attempts, I think? Yeah, 27 carries, and he still had, 2 receptions on 4 targets. If he's going to get somewhere between 20 and 30 touches a game, I'm in at price. I think it's worth it. If we combine what he and Charbonnet did last season and even gave away a little bit of it to someone else, you've got a top back. So I think his price is justified, given that we don't think Charbonnet's ready for week 1. But if Charbonnet comes back and it's what we saw last year, then Ken Walker is going to be a letdown, unless he's just the guy you need week 17. And it seems like he also has the ability to get to a touch ceiling. So I'm kind of going back and forth on it. I think in best ball, you just got to take him, and he probably continues to rise a little bit. That's the main offensive takeaway. I think I'm a little bit more on the Seahawks side. On the Patriots side, I'm a little weary of the usage for Travion Henderson. But I mean, even Ramondre had 7 carries. Travion had 6. It's not like it was one-sided in that regard. I think Ramondre did play more, had more receptions, but the game script, the Patriots were constantly passing it, and they weren't afraid to keep Ramondre out there on passing downs either. Drake May had like 50 dropbacks or something. I know he had 43 attempts, but he got sacked like 6 or whatever times. The Seahawks had 11 QB hits, which was pretty insane. So I'm just a little bit more weary of Travion Henderson. He did end the season very strong. Ramondre missed some time. I'm not sure how to play that yet. So that's kind of where I'm at with those pieces. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on Walker. Like, I just think he's super talented. So I think we kind of just have to throw the sample out of the window where it just was him and Charbonnet, because I just don't think there's going to be right, Super Bowl MVP. They're going to franchise tag him most likely. Even if Charbonnet comes back, I just feel like they're going to, it's just it is narrative, but I also feel like it is kind of true. So I agree. It's probably he is just by his nature not a very like consistent player, but I do think he is fine where he's going because he will have some crazy spike weeks with goal line work and just more work in general. So, and then Travion Henderson, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't want to be betting on Ramondre. I know that this year it wasn't a good bet to make, but I just always want to be betting on the young, supple, explosive players versus the gross, slow guys, which is probably wrong some of the time, but I feel like when it does pay off big. So
I the upside with Travion is very exciting.
absolutely. So I know, you are a man of the sheets, a freak in the sheets, freak with the graphs. So I see you have something pulled up here for us. So let me transition us over here and
Yes.
show us what we have going here.
Yes. So let me make sure. Let me get this on the screen. A little bit too far over. Drag that back. Let me see if I can undo that real quick. What we're looking at here, this is some wide receiver data. It's the last 2 years, every game for I've got 5 wide receivers loaded. I've got 2 on the chart here right now. These are some of the top wide receivers in the league. Some of the top, choices that we're drafting in best ball right now.
Ooh.
And I just want to give some framing, give some context for what's possible, what's realistic. When we say this guy's a wide receiver 1, what does that actually mean he's accomplished over the last 2 years? What do we expect from him? What's the possible ceiling? What's the possible floor in a week-to-week situation? So this is kind of a framing exercise going forward when we look at players and we see some things, and then we think back to some of these numbers. We can be like, okay, well, he's somewhere in between this guy and that guy, or maybe this guy isn't as good as I thought he was, or maybe I thought this guy was more of a floor guy. He's more of a ceiling guy, vice versa, more of a, so there's some context here that I want to share with the people. It's something that I just kind of threw together, but it's fun, and it's a way to maybe even adjust our priors a little bit.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it.
Perfect. So we'll jump right into it. It's showing 0 to 35. I got rid of one of the bye weeks, but it's 18 weeks in 2024, 18 weeks in 2025, and then I cut out one of the bye weeks. That doesn't really matter. It doesn't really impact it. The scale here, it's week to week fantasy points, half PPR. So what we're looking at in Underdog. In the first 2 players I have loaded in here, you'll see the blue line and the red line. The player A is the blue line, player B, the red line. Player A, they had 20 games in the last 2 years with at least 13 fantasy points, half PPR. So I consider that kind of like they're hitting your lineup. That's a flex play. They're going to register in best ball. Even when you have a really good week, they are at least hitting your flex. Player B, 14 times. So there's a clear difference there. Player A had more than 17 points 13 times. Player B only 7 times. So twice as many times player A was getting 17 or more points, which I consider a wide receiver 1 quality output, a top 10, top 12 receiver on any given week across any, week situation. And then what I look for is more than 20 points, because that's really what you're going to need to spike to win in week 17. You're going to need an output, especially from one of these are higher draft capital pieces. So 20 point threshold is not too much to ask for. But in the last 2 years, player A has done it 7 times. Player B's done it 4 times. They both have a similar max. Player A, his highest scoring game was 35. Player B, his highest scoring game was 33 across that period. These receivers are both, A and B are both going in the first round of current best ball drafts. Bindles,
Interesting.
do you have an idea of who player A or B could be?
I think player A might be Puka.
Because?
Well, it's not only the consistency, but I know he's had like really big spikes for the last 2 years, which you said it's the last 2 years. and that would make sense. So I think player A is Puka. That's my guess.
Player A is not Puka.
Oh,
Player A, I would characterize as having extremely high floor and high ceiling. So this is a perfect player for best ball for any format, really. And this player goes at the end of round 1 in best ball right now.
is it Amon Ra?
This is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
So player A is Amon-Ra, and he is a guy. I mean, he's a killer. He's just always going to be in your lineup, and he has the potential to put up a 35-point week that can win Best Ball Mania. He's getting you 20 or more points 7 times, so about 3 or 4 times this season, he's really going big. And then 6 or 7 times this season, about a third of the season, he's going to be a wide receiver 1 in your lineup. So Amon-Ra is gold. He is kind of the gold standard. I think he's a guy that we all like, we all love. He's got a high draft price, but he's totally worth it. Player B also goes in the first round and goes ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
CeeDee Lamb.
Player B is CeeDee Lamb. He's missed some games, so there's a caveat. He missed, I think, 3 games this last season, maybe 4 games it was. But he's just not really getting to the ceiling as often as Amon-Ra is. And actually, the best ability is availability. So, like, he's missed some games, but at the same time, you don't get fantasy points for missed games, right?
Sure.
So Amon-Ra hadn't missed any games, really. The slight difference there, but even when we're just looking at like their ability to score like 17 or more points, that's where I was kind of shocked how much more effective Amon-Ra is than CeeDee. So for me personally, I do have Amon-Ra ranked ahead of CeeDee Lamb for 2026.
I think it's fair. I mean, yeah, it is a very cool visualization of the data, and I think Amon-Ra just people think he's just not like. I think they view him just as like more not sexy because of kind of like the way that he accumulates points versus
Sure.
like some deep bombs or something like that. But no, I think it's perfectly reasonable to take him probably after that top 5, right? Like 106, which is right. Like he's a couple spots below that. So
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I think it just comes down to the conversation of, do you want some of those running backs or a wide receiver with your first overall pick? Because I think you can actually make a case that if you structurally prefer wide receiver in the first round, maybe after Bijan or after Gibbs or after McCaffrey, kind of depends where you draw the line. But Amon-Ra is just as good, as any wide receiver pick in the first round. And then we can say, okay, but our current favorites are, Chase and Puka and JSN, and they have maybe even more impressive profiles. So there's something there too. But Amon-Ra is kind of like squarely in the conversation for top pick.
Definitely. No, and it is really just about like even those wide receiver 1 weeks as well. You said, right? Like that's huge. Like that's still giving you such an edge over the field. Even when it's not like a massive spike week, it's still providing you so much value to your best ball team. So
Another way I think about this is they have to be good enough to get you there. So Amon-Ra could be good enough to get you there, and then it's a week to week, DFS slate. There's weeks 1 through 14, but then 15, 16, 17 are all individual unrelated outcomes to whatever happened before then. So while and Puka's kind of obviously Puka's very, very good, but and Jamar Chase, any of them potentially can outscore and be better overall than Amon-Ra between weeks 1 to 14 on aggregate. He can be a little bit behind them, sure, but in individual weeks, this is the kind of data that I would think to where it's like Amon-Ra can get you through with a high floor and has the high ceiling potential. So he can just be the guy you need. If he goes off for his 30-point, 35-point game, and it happens to be week 16 or 17, maybe it's a week where one of the other top guys just falters a little bit, and he's just the guy you had to have. So I don't know. I'm making the case for a first round draft pick, but this is just how I think it's more likely that Amon-Ra can be that guy you need than CD Lamb. I think it's slightly more likely based on the last 2 years and how their outcomes have kind of gone. And then there's been some things with CD. He was injured a little bit this last year. He has a new teammate that's maybe taken away some targets.
Very fair. You know what this brings me back to is actually one of our former guests. I believe it was 2 years ago. I had Sacrilegious of Legendary Upside on, and he was talking about the Sortino ratio, which is essentially the floor ceiling combo. And I think one of the players we were talking about was Amon-Ra, was one of the few ones. Remember David Montgomery was another one that we were talking about, but it's such like a right. You get the floor that sneaks you through, and you get the ceiling. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I like this first one.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly see if I can update my chart, and I'm going to set it up so we can look at some of these other players. It might get too busy, but I can also maybe hide if I remove it. It unfortunately kind of shifts the color, but we can keep it straight. I only want to show like 2 or 3 at a time. It just gets too busy. I will shift the colors down, and then that'll just. We know that we've seen Amon-Ra and CD Lamb. We kind of had that memorized, so we'll keep that in the back of our heads. But and then we've got the stats here, so we kind of remember what they look like. I've got 3 players here. I'll describe them kind of briefly to give you some more context. So, player C, D, and E, they all had between 11 and 16 games in the last 2 seasons where they were getting you 13 fantasy points or hitting your flex. They had between 7 and 9 games where they were getting you 17 fantasy points. And then more than 20 fantasy points over the last 2 entire seasons. Player C had 7, right up there with the same ceiling that Amon-Ra was kind of showing. But the caveat is his max was only about 24. So he had 7 games more than 20, but none of them are greater than 24. That's kind of a interesting kind of limit that he's somehow hitting compared to Amon-Ra, who can go above and beyond, 10 points above that. Player D only had 5 games of more than 20 points, and his highest was about 30. So that's respectable, kind of near the other 2 guys that we first talked about, Amon-Ra and CD Lamb. Player E only had 3 games above 20, and one of them was kind of in that same range of Amon-Ra and CD Lamb. Player C goes after round 2.
Wait, can I guess player C?
Yes.
Is it T. Higgins?
It is not T. Higgins.
Fuck.
If you remember, T. Higgins was a guy you had to have 2 years ago in week 17. I think he scored, was it 38 points or 40 points? But so this player's never ever gotten that high, but he's consistently gotten very high scores. So player C goes after round 3. Player D goes before round 3, or in or before, and player E goes in or before round 3. I'd say before round 3 is fair.
Wait, sorry. Say the last 2 again.
Yeah. Player C, he's like going after round 3.
Okay.
The other 2 players are going at least before round 3. So there's kind of a gap. Player C is kind of a early mid pick wide receiver. These 2 are, I'll give you a tip. They're kind of like second round guys.
I want to say Nico Collins.
Not Nico Collins. I'll give you another hint. Player E, what's a good hint? Player E usually goes in the first round of drafts. In past years, typically a first round pick. He's currently about a second round pick, 1-2 turn.
Oh, is it Jefferson?
Player E is Justin Jefferson. Jettis. He's only had 3 games with more than 20 fantasy points the last 2 seasons
Dude,
combined.
that's kind of crazy. Holy shit.
That's worse than CeeDee Lamb, who's had 4 and missed time. That's way worse than Amon-Ra St. Brown. But Amon-Ra is going ahead of him right now. I think Jefferson, though, he has a nice floor. But in best ball, it's like if the best thing you can offer me is giving me a bunch of flex weeks and a bunch of floor weeks, I guess he has the 8. That's out of like 36 weeks. That's like about a fourth of the time almost. He's going to be giving you wide receiver 1. It's weaker than what like Amon-Ra is doing. It's kind of in line with these other guys. But his and he can hit a max, but his 20-point games, it's like it's weaker than these other players. So this is kind of interesting stuff, and I think it's really skewed against him in the last season. Of course, he didn't have a single 20-point game in the last season. The last time he hit above 30, it was, I think that's looks like week 16. And then he had another game that was like 29 in week 14 of 2024. He didn't have a single game above 20 last season.
Last year was just rough, very rough. Interesting. Okay, so player C and D.
So I'll give you another hint. Player D goes in round 2 and is a teammate of one of the first 2 receivers.
Pickens. Is it Pickens?
It is Pickens. This is George Pickens. And so if we look at George Pickens in the red, he wasn't that impressive 2 years ago on the Steelers. He had 1 20-point game. Kind of, he missed a couple games. Not so impressive. Everything about Pickens that's impressive is him on the Cowboys. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games above 20 points. Oh, there they are. And they all happened in the last season. So he also had a 29-point game. Like, Pickens obviously was more impressive than Justin Jefferson last year. Still gets drafted after him. And I don't think anyone's going to argue for Pickens over Justin Jefferson, but I will. I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, quarterback situation is just so important. It's kind of crazy to think about. Okay, player C.
Player C typically goes in the 4th round. He's drafted near guys like Devontae Adams. He plays on the same team as one of these other players.
Really?
Yep.
Is it JMO?
This is JMO.
Wow.
JMO is the lowest ADP player on this grouping. I'm tiering these things. Obviously, Amon-Ra averages more points per game, and obviously Amon-Ra has a much higher ceiling that he's showed us. But JMO is, I mean, he's been getting better and better year over year. Each year he's been in the NFL. He's had 14 games, more than Pickens, and just as many as CeeDee Lamb, with at least hitting your flex over the last 2 seasons. He's had 9 games with 17 or more points. That's better than every wide receiver here except for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Better than Justin Jefferson. Better than CD. And then he's getting your lineup with 20 or more points 7 times, tied with Amon-Ra. Sure, Justin Jefferson can get to 31 points. Maybe JMO can only get to 20, 23, 24. But the environment matters a lot. Justin Jefferson didn't have any 20-point games last season. JMO had, we can count him. He's in blue. He had 1, 2, 3 20-point games, and they all came in the second half of the season. Laporta was out during that time for most of it. So there's some contingencies here, things that I've been trying to add context to it. But, I mean,
that's still pretty impressive, yeah.
Jameson Williams, some people are saying they wouldn't draft him in the 4th round. I'm saying I'll draft him in the 3rd round.
I think it's fair. The data proves out. I would be interested to see like a T. Higgins in this, and like maybe like an AJ Brown, like Nico. Like it'd be interesting. Obviously, it gets a little messy with all of these, but just even if we got whatever, just saw the chart to the right, just because I feel like, yes, it does kind of show you like perception plays so much into how we view these players versus which I think also we could talk about dynasty as well, because I think sometimes the name value holds so much value versus the
Sure.
actual data. So very, very, very interesting. Great thought experiment.
My argument here, I'm just arguing for environment. I think we see in the yellow line here, as soon as Justin Jefferson gets matched up with poor quarterback play, he's plummeting. His second half of this. So this is 2024 and 2025. There's a huge difference there. The environment for Pickens is kind of the opposite. He's good, but kind of not as good, not as consistent. He goes to the Cowboys. He has much better environment. And then I think the argument about the Lions is one of the best environments for fantasy. I mean, not only do they have Amon-Ra and JMO doing this, Gibbs is one of the top 3 picks in NFL,
insane,
in the best ball. So the Lions, I'm investing in the Lions. You know, I'm investing in the Cowboys. I think CD can do better, but maybe this is the passing of the torch. Maybe Pickens is going to be the alpha in that offense. If they franchise tag him and bring him back, maybe CD is just not going to have the ceiling that we thought of, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I definitely think Lamb could bounce back. Like it has been kind of a weird like injury thing with him, and Dak was hurt, and so I don't know. I agree with you that I think those are all valid points, and I do think CD is a very good player who could, like, he's live any season to have like one of those crazy seasons. So it's just hard to predict, especially
just not
like
the last 2 seasons.
Just not the last 2 seasons, exactly.
Maybe 3 years ago, a little bit younger of a guy.
True.
Jameson Williams, very young. Pickens, very young guys.
Very true. They are.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's what I got. Maybe next time, we'll look into some guys like T, AJ Brown, Nico. This is something that lives and exists in one of my sheets that I put together on my data and stuff. So this will live on. We can always revisit this and bring some more data in.
Hell yeah.
So Bindles, I was thinking, and we'll see if this thing can fill. I don't know if people are going to want to join from the chat. I don't know how close this one is to filling. Oof. I see the problem with the war room is only the slow drafts were filling. The fast draft war rooms were never filling for like the last 2 weeks that I tried to fill them.
Sure.
So I've got 3 out of my 4 war rooms as slow drafts that are ongoing right now. And this one, we added one person from the chat, most likely. We're at 9. I say we give it a minute to see if it gets any higher than waiting on 5 or 6. If it doesn't get any higher than that, then I think we just go to a big board.
Yeah, that's fine. I can tweet it out. I mean, you never know.
You never know. Somebody might want to jump in to a war room. We can send it out to the Discord as well. I'll hop in there.
Speaking of the Discord, I did have the link pinned. For some reason, it got unpinned, but I can cover myself up for a moment. If you guys aren't in there already, I posted my updated Dynasty rankings, first one of the off season. I'll kind of be doing it in batches every few weeks, just so that it's all at once, so that it's easier to track. But yeah, we're at 86 members, so getting close to triple digits there. If you guys are not already in there, we're still working our way through the kinks here in early February, but we are going to be doing some more segments, asking questions from the Discord, incorporating it more, and getting kind of more exclusive content that will only be living in the Discord as well. So be sure to hop in there, use the QR code here, and I will repost the link shortly in the chat.
Waiting on 8. I did just post it in a Discord or 2. Biff Tannen comments back, big mistake posting that. He's going to come join it and take all the EV. That's also what I think about these, like the war room. It's the advanced structure on it 212. So compared to a big board, which I'm pretty sure is 312. So it's a little bit harder to get through here. And then I misspoke. I thought it was 2,000. It's actually 4,500 people total. I guess 2,000 is the current entrance that I was looking at. But I don't know if we're gonna be able to fill it. We're waiting on a.
Let's
let
give it another minute or two.
Okay. All right. Going back to the Super Bowl, Spoon, Witherspoon had some big plays. He I think he had like 3 QB hits. There was one early on. He had like this cornerback blitz play. I don't know if you saw that one. He's coming off the left side and getting after Drake May, and Drake May got rid of the ball just in time. But I was like, keep my eye on that. And then I'm almost certain he forced that fumble, or he was part of that forced fumble that was interception. He kind of like he helped force the interception that was recovered by the lineman whose name I cannot remember, but he ended up scoring, right?
Yeah, dude. You're directionally accurate, okay, on your pick. You were directionally accurate, I will say. Okay, why don't we just do another draft? It's fine.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I'll have to leave this one. I did place a bet on Sam Darnold for MVP, but I obviously did it before the game, but I was pretty bummed by that.
Yeah, K9 shining through. Yeah, it was a defensive battle, honestly. I mean, which is kind of what we predicted, but it was like even more of a defensive battle than I thought. So,
yeah, it really was. It really was. Man, at least I had that sweat the whole time. Like I knew that Darnold was not going to win MVP by even in the fourth quarter, even when they had scored the passing touchdown to Barner. I was like, it's just not enough. Everyone was already hyped on Ken Walker going into halftime. The defense was making huge plays. People were talking up the kicker as if he could win MVP. So I was like, this is not going to go to Sam Darnold's favor. So yeah, but I was sweating that. That was my last sweat. The other parlay I tailed was who was it? It was Josh Norris, or it was maybe Hayden Winks. One of them, they posted out their 4 parlay play of picks, and it was 2 of them hit, but obviously the other 2 didn't, so it ruined it. But it was a fun sweat for a minute. The worst part was one of them busted on the very first drive. So it was like a 4-leg, a lot of unders. It was Boutte under longest reception, 19.5 yards. His first catch, his only catch of the game was 21 yards. It's like boom, dead. I was like, that sucks. I was gonna sweat that like the entire game. I was looking forward to it. It was Drake May over 3.5 sacks, so that would have hit. It did hit. It was Mac Hollins total reception yards under 29.5. He goes for like 60, so that busted. And then the other one was Jake Bobo under a half of a catch, and he had 0 catches, so that was pretty thick because he had a broken hand, and he's had 1 catch like 6 times this year. He like never catches the ball. So even though he had the touchdown last game, the game before the Super Bowl, so I felt pretty good about those. And then of course the Boutte one in the very first drive breaks it, and then Mac Hollins would have broke it later on. But I was like, dang, I was really looking forward to sweating the sacks the whole game, and the Bobo catch, and neither one of those mattered, and they're the only ones that did hit. But
sad. That's okay. You can't all go your way. All right, there we go. You want to go Chase here, or you want to go?
I think we take
JSN?
Chase. I could make a case for JSN. I think Chase is just the obvious pick when he falls to us in the 5th overall. What do you think?
100%. Yeah, I'm with you.
We got in the perfect room. Apparently, Texas Fox 82 was not listening to our first segment of the show. Not a viewer. He takes CeeDee Lamb ahead of Jamar Chase. What a fish move.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Burrow's been hurt, and he's still just absolutely the guy. So I don't know. How do you feel about Amon-Ra versus JSN? Like, I kind of I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like Amon-Ra, the environment is just so good and so stable. JSN is obviously the hot thing right now after this year, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Kubiak leaving is kind of important, and I don't know. I don't want to be fading JSN for sure, but
I'm not going
how
to
do
be
you feel
fading
about that?
JSN. We do the thing every year where the wide receiver that you need or the running back that you need gets, even if they would have been a first round pick already, they like stay like in a hyper, like,
Like a bubble of just like they won't move back. Yeah.
yeah. Like, so when Jamar Chase is the guy you need, he goes 101. The years he's not the guy you need, he still goes in the top 4 picks. I think JSN is gonna kind of be stuck to the front, and even years where he's not necessarily he was a baller last year. He wasn't necessarily the guy you needed though. He just had such a high consistent floor, I think is what it was. I wonder though, I do wonder, with a Sam Darnold quarterback in his kind of environment, they're going to run the ball a lot, how good their defense is. These are things we talked about in the past, even before the JSN blow up here. There's going to be some kind of artificial limit on JSN because of the lack of passing attempts, dropbacks, and passing yards that Sam Darnold's going to get to. Even if JSN has like a 40% target share or something crazy, there's still going to be a little bit of a limit there because I just don't see them being a super high volume passing attack. And then how good this defense should be, even going forward, it's like they're not going to need to outscore their opponents very often. There's something there. There's something there.
I agree. Like, I think it was just right. Like, you can't. There are higher end outcomes, and I think JSN hit his extremely high end outcome this year. I don't know. Don't want to be fading him, but
Yeah, he really was good all year long too. He never let up on the gas. It was like him and Puka were just super consistent, super high floor, super high ceiling. So
I don't.
they're like polar opposites too. With Puka, I'm starting to get like character concern type of vibe versus, not that he's doing anything wrong. He's just a little bit immature and young, but JSN seems like the most locked in guy you've ever met.
100%. Although well, that's okay. I think we go London here. Any
Yeah.
other thoughts? Pickens. I'm good for Pickens too. If we want to, we were talking up Pickens.
I think London's a great pick. I think he's been falling a bunch. His ADP is 18.5 now. He's fallen over the last week,
Yeah.
but
Let's take it.
no, London. I think London could be a 1-2 turn guy. I think he's in the same tier for me as like Neighbors. I actually have London and Pickens both ahead of Jefferson.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when you were talking about that before, I was gonna say Jefferson Neighbors just seems like
I want Neighbors.
You want Neighbors?
I want Neighbors over Jefferson. I think Neighbors, I mean, obviously he's injured, but we expect him to be back week 1, maybe a slight dip, but I think Neighbors is that young guy. You're still waiting for his best season. We saw what he could do his rookie year. We haven't had the letdown with like we had to with Brian Thomas that like isn't, or like Lad McConkey. And Lad McConkey didn't, like, not even that big of a letdown, but I think he was a little bit, we were overdrafting him a little bit last season. London is, I think London, he missed some games, right? But he can be very effective. The Falcons, there is a question mark there on how good that environment is, but Bijan's going 101, so it can't be that bad of an environment.
I don't think it's that bad. It can't be that bad. There's enough to hold it together. I don't know. Neighbors, I'm with you. I think.
Are you scared of the injury or just the environment?
It's more so the environment. I just don't trust the
Back
coaching.
on the clock. Ken Walker, I have moved him up in my ranks ahead of Josh Jacobs and Bucky Irving.
I'm good with it. Yeah, if we want to get our first,
I think structurally it makes sense just to get a running back before too long.
Sure.
I have started a bunch of teams with 3 wide receivers or even 3 running backs, and it just doesn't feel great because you're forced into making picks in rounds like 6 and maybe even 5 to balance out where you can't take advantage of like a faller or you can't. So I just want to kind of stay a little bit fluid, and I think double wide receiver, 2 really strong, could be the number 1 and number 2 wide receiver for next season kind of deal given certain situations, certain outcomes. And then Ken Walker, we were just talking him up. I did worry about, like, are we buying the peak on Ken Walker? But the more I think about it, it's like, I guess it comes down to your confidence in Charbonnet being ready for week 1 or being ready at any point in the season.
Yeah. I think week 1 is a stretch. I know the ACLs, like, every year it's like 6 months, 7 months, and guys are just back. But I don't want to be banking on that. And I also think the narrative street, like, there is something to it. Like, you just won Super Bowl MVP. I think that does play some sort of a role. I know it's not an end all be all thing, but
Yeah. So London's been falling. It is like who Hames was saying in the chat, it is due to the running backs moving up. The running backs have all been moving up kind of at most parts of the board, and wide receivers have been kind of falling. Is something that's happened over the last week, even the last 3 or 4 days. I've seen it in the ADPs shifting. Sus bringing up like Neighbors maybe on the pup to start. I think it was Dr. I forget which one it was. There's one of the orthopedic surgeons on Twitter that Emo Cowboy loves, that he was reposting today, that I read that thread.
oh, Jeff Mueller.
Chandra, is that his name? Chandra?
Oh, no. Okay, I was thinking of this one.
I can't remember his name. They all blur in my head, but I know he's one of the legit ones. If I'm not mistaken, he's like a Houston-based orthopedic surgeon.
Mike Hawks?
It is. It's actually Hugh Janus. And he was saying that he thinks Neighbors is going to be totally fine. But I mean, there's some fear. There's some fear there. I don't know where Neighbors would go if we thought he was fully healthy, like already recovered and good signals. I don't think he can go much higher. So we're pretty much already just buying him at his highest ADP he's going to get. I don't really. I mean, news can come out and he could fall, I'm sure, but I'm willing to grab Neighbors anywhere between pick 13 to wherever he falls to after that and feel good about it. I don't always take him though. Like, I would take Cook over him. So Cook goes 14 in this draft to Trav. I think that's a pretty nice snag there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess people are taking Achane and Genty over Cook. It all comes down to your preference, but even then Trav gets Cook and Genty. We could do Loveland here. We could obviously do Devontae. I like to push Travion and Harvey at this kind of range.
Yeah, this is a weird spot. I haven't taken much Loveland. Why don't we just take Loveland?
Let's do Loveland. We've got structure where we can afford an elite tight end. And here's how I'm thinking of Loveland. If you've seen some of the stuff that like Jacob Gibbs is putting out about the tight ends and how effective they were and kind of who was becoming the top tight ends at the end of last season, Loveland was right up there. And I don't think he's on the level of McBride yet or Bowers from what we've seen from them, but he's potentially the next guy to make that leap. He's in the right offense. We love the Bears offense for fantasy. Maybe he's their top fantasy asset. And so if we can get him in the 4th and the other 2 top tight ends go in the 2nd, I think that this is the spot to get him. Like, it's very expensive, but we can make it fit structurally the way we're building right now.
No, I agree. And it's kind of a weird tier where I think you could take the shot there. There's not a guy that just stands out whereas like you need to take him. Maybe you could make the case for elite quarterback over elite tight end. But I'm with you. I'm coming around on it for sure. Let's say hi to the chat quickly before we're on the clock. We got FK Coolers in here. We got my boy Sus. We got TD Mr. Mufasa. We got who else? We got Off the Schneid. Shout out to Alberta.
Hey,
I am dating a woman from Alberta, so shout out to Off the Schneid. Might have to come visit him up there.
We're back on the clock. All of the running backs that I possibly want are gone. I think we pivot to wide receiver. Do you have any strong preferences here?
Burden,
no. Watson.
Let's go Burden.
Okay, I'm open to it. And we have Loveland, so now we have obviously we're gonna try to get Caleb. I think we don't have to get him. He is expensive. Like he's been going. I'll look at our next pick. Right,
he's been going in that range. Yeah,
he kind of goes in that range. We might want to do it because of our double stack, or we just say we take the skill position players, we benefit from that environment, good QB play, but we don't pay up for QB. We still get a later QB, and we're able to fill out more flex spots here, like running back or even another wide receiver.
Yeah, I think
If
it
we took the elite
depends.
tight end.
Yeah, I think it depends on who is available here for us. If
Right.
we feel like there's a guy where we just feel like it's a really good pick, it's a good value, or if someone falls to us. But I don't know. The Caleb price does seem a little bit inflated, probably because of this exact reason of trying to stack them up. But I don't think it's the worst thing ever. It's just hard with like Jaden Daniels, Hurts, those two in particular, even Burrow. I just feel like are just better. Like I'd rather have those guys, but
Yeah, that's where it's tough, right? Because if we look at the QBs, so May's been falling a little bit. Like this is kind of the range he was going in already, right around here, Jaden Daniels. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him continue to fall. Um, I mean, he was falling before the Super Bowl. Then he was rising. I think you and James talked about this earlier today. Partially artificially rising because people were drafting him at the 101
yeah,
for like 2 or 3 days. He goes here at the 12 spot at pick 60. I prefer Jalen Hurts to Drake May. I think it just I want some exposure to all of the quarterbacks, but I think in a
sure.
vacuum it's like May or Hurts, and I just see Hurts for fantasy. Like he's just been
The
so
rushing is just
consistently
gives
good.
them such a floor and ceiling. Yeah.
It's just the rushing touchdowns are just so hard for anyone else to even get close to, except for Josh Allen
Yeah. No, it's very
or
very
Trevor
fair.
Lawrence in 2025. For some reason, he got like 9 rushing touchdowns.
He's a big boy.
Hurts goes. I was definitely influencing the pick there. Okay, if Caleb's there, do we take him or do we push him? Does anyone on the left side of us? I mean, two of these teams already have quarterbacks, and the other ones don't have any Bears, but they might not.
Yeah.
This guy is Swift. They might not give a shit though. They might just take him. I guess you could
Yeah.
back stack him.
I kind of feel like we push it, but let's see what
I mean,
else is there?
Burrow's still there, and Adunze just went. The if we go running back, it's like for me, it's Jalen Warren.
Yeah.
And it's getting late on running backs. We could probably push Jalen Warren though and get lucky. Wide receivers: Metcalf, Parker Washington, Michael Wilson. Who do you like? Caleb?
Let's go Warren. Let's go Warren.
I think the only reason I want to take Warren there is because if we push Warren and he doesn't come back, we're getting into like a rough spot at running back.
Yeah, we're kind of forced into taking running backs like a little bit like in the middle or rounds. But honestly, with Huhames earlier, I did a draft and we got it was like Chuba, Demont. I forget if there was another guy, but like it ended up feeling I think we had CMC and then we just pushed it to like round 8 or 9 and it ended up playing out okay where I felt like we covered it off, but it's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah, look, like 2 of these teams have quarterbacks. If they took another quarterback, I'd be somewhat surprised given Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And these are badged up guys, so like I don't know that they're going to go quarterback here. I feel like they shouldn't.
Yeah.
If both of these drafters who are also badged up take a quarterback, we just kind of got a bad draw.
Yeah.
But either one of Burrow or Caleb coming back to us perfectly stacks like what we're looking for with Jamar Chase. And so Burrow goes, what have you got like to get Burrow with Chase? Like, of course, Prescott goes. So we pushed Caleb and we were rewarded nicely.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. It's I feel like that's the way to play it, man. Like I don't know. I'm so likely to push quarterbacks, which is probably a hole in my game, but I don't know. I feel like that's I don't know. I guess Burrow would have been fine there as well.
I'm personally I lean pushing it and building out a stronger structural team and then missing the quarterback and you can still fix it later versus like if we took Caleb first, let's just assume Warren goes where Tootin went and then somebody else takes Tootin or we don't want Tootin. Like even Tootin I don't think is as good of a pick in this range as Warren. Warren is
absolutely
definitely the guy for the Steelers. Maybe they're changing, coach. Maybe they're changing quarterback. Does Aaron Rodgers come back? Gainwell's gone. I don't know how to phrase this without giving it away. One of these players had 74 receptions. One of these players had 73 receptions. The two players are Khalil Shakir and Kenneth Gainwell. Which one had which?
Kenneth Gainwell had more, I'm guessing.
Kenneth Gainwell had more receptions than Khalil Shakir last season. So people think that he's a PPR merchant. Well, have you considered Kenneth Gainwell, who goes later in the draft and is a running back who also got 150 rushing attempts? I'm drafting Gainwell like almost every draft, but
yeah,
maybe I'm crazy.
Oh wait, I forgot we have who did we draft in 2 rounds ago?
We did take Jalen Warren though, but you're talking about him?
No,
Gainwell's a free agent.
No, what about the guy before that?
Colston Loveland?
I would lose the wife and kids to draft Luther Burden in 2025.
Horn with a safe play underneath.
It feel like I'm on something. Home back down to no one. They big body rolls coming. We broke boys ain't having nothing. He try for this, so I get the post.
In space. That's where you wanted to get the football.
These niggas that like hoes playing close. One reason I pack a gun. And I some shots smell like hold.
Do you want to go? Obviously, you have one more pick before us. Dowdle, nice. So Pollard always gets a lot of touches. I think Chuba's fine, right? Like I'm not afraid of that. Should we triple stack and go DJ Moore and just go?
Yeah, let's go DJ Moore first.
And just go. The Bears are the team you need, and we've got them stacked up to the gills like you couldn't believe it.
Yeah, and then I like Pollard. I like Chuba.
And if DJ Moore goes somewhere else, if they end up trading him, like this is a great value. I think he's a splashy player.
Yeah, dude, we were talking about this last time. Like, I feel like with the effort and everything, DJ Moore is just, and there's just sexier guys around him in Chicago. But like realistically, DJ Moore is either on a good offense with the Bears with Ben Johnson, or he's on a different team and he's like at worst, the number 2? Like this is really low price for him. Like and I'm not even a DJ Moore guy. So
I'm just thinking in my head what we're going to do now. These running backs keep going. Let's pop over there.
Emmett Johnson, JCM, Demont. I'm good with any of those. Gainwell.
Do we go Demont and just go for?
I think Demont has some good like landing spots. I was talking about it with Hames earlier. Like
if he for some reason
if he leaves
on the Lions,
yeah. And if he's on the Lions, then he's kind of like. I mean, we were taking Jordan Mason, like
yep,
way like above this last year. Like even if he is like a handcuff plus, this isn't like a
to me he's in the same tier as Monangai did have a better year, I think, than Montgomery last season, but he's in that tier of like a handcuff plus. And Corum
exactly.
is in that tier. I think Corum was getting some usage down the stretch. Montgomery did kind of fade in the second half of last year in a weird way. I don't know how to explain that yet. And they have a new OC.
I don't either, but
like Pollard at 96 or 98 to me is so much better of a pick than Montgomery at 101, but it's just like what we have available to us. But I don't regret taking DJ Moore really.
I mean, I guess you could make the case for like taking Pollard first and then just taking one of these rookie receivers or something and just like banking upside, but it's still early enough where I don't think you really have to make that.
Our team so far, it's a 1-3-4-1 build. We have Caleb Williams triple stacked with Luther Burden, DJ Moore, and Colston Loveland. We have Ken Walker, the Super Bowl MVP, Jalen Warren, David Montgomery, Jamar Chase, ever heard of him? Drake London, and that rounds out the squad. So I'm feeling really good. I think we can do a little bit to. I mean, we're going to draft like 7 running backs, but let's just take them earlier than we think we should, and then be done with it. And we can we don't need hardly anything at wide receiver. Like we've already gotten so many studs. Like we
Yeah.
can pretty much just let guys fall to us or pick some favorite names or some upside guys later. Like I don't think we need too much. We might even want to think about getting another QB sooner than later. Do you have any QB targets that you like?
Yeah.
We don't have great stacking partners because everyone on our team is essentially a bear. But
Yeah. I think I like
not here.
some guys later, a little bit later. And yeah.
I don't know that we have to take Gainwell next because we have pick 116 and then 125. But on a team like this, I almost feel like I want to because I have more faith in him than like Woody Marks or Bill. But I think Bill's on a pretty nice team with Jaden Daniels healthy.
Sure.
Marks is kind of a big question mark. We've seen Texans rookies have good rookie seasons and then get completely replaced. Even though Dameon Pierce was on a different regime, different coach, different coordinator, I feel like that's like a thing though, is they just replace guys pretty quickly.
I think I'm more live to go Emmett Johnson or JCM rather than Marks or Gainwell, especially with Gainwell's ADP farther down. But it's flip a coin between any of them. So if you want to go,
JCM?
Yeah, I still
or Gainwell.
Go Gainwell.
Okay, sorry, I don't know.
I can tell you want your boy. It's okay.
You know, I'm gonna get Gainwell. I think he's a smash, and I don't know where he's gonna go, but I'm gonna have him on a bunch of teams.
Anytime you can handcuff Jalen Warren with Kenneth Gainwell, you just have to.
And if he goes back there, I mean, honestly, great environment for him. Gain very well. I think I said I had 150 attempts rushing. 115 is what I meant.
Yeah,
slightly off there by about a factor of 50%.
73 receptions is kind of wild.
Okay, was Khalil Shakir then is 72, or did I just lie to your face? No, it's 72. So I was off by 1.
Okay.
I was directionally accurate.
Close enough.
Also, look at these guys. They keep taking these wide receivers that, to me, like I love Jaden Reed. I love Coker. I don't know why they're a 10th round pick. I think it's fine if you need a wide receiver in this range.
Yeah. What's the difference between some of those guys and guys like, bro, Jerry Jeudy?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like there's guys who Godwin's a pretty nice pick here. Godwin, I think, could bounce back. Wandale, I think, is a great pick here. 140 targets each of the last 2 seasons. Like, come on.
Wandale is a great pick.
So we have Bill or Emmett Johnson. I'm open to how do you feel?
I don't mind Tracy. Any of those top 3, I'm good with it.
Well, I don't know enough about Emmett Johnson. You think he's better than
Emmett
Bill?
Johnson? Yeah, I'm pretty in on Johnson. Yeah. Nebraska guy.
That's right.
Had some pretty crazy numbers. I think he's pretty will be probably day 3, but could sneak into day 2. I think it's a fun shot here, especially with the other guys we have.
I don't know that I've seen Emmett Johnson mocked to getting drafted in round 2, but a lot of these mocks they're super early, and a lot of them don't even go to round 2.
I think round 2 would not be the likeliest thing. It'd probably be more.
I think I
round
saw
3.
I think I saw a top 50 player list, and he was like in there though, but I guess maybe he wasn't, because that would have been 50 players like the middle of round 2. Maybe he wasn't in there. Who am I thinking?
Honestly, it depends on the year, obviously, and what's going on. So like some of these running backs, Scatterbo was around 4, right? There's a lot of guys. If it's round 3, round 4, and I think Emma Johnson's a good player. Like
this is the range we were getting Scatterbo last year. Like, you get him at 115 or 125 in some drafts. Like this is that range. Damn, I can never remember to get Casey Concepcion in my drafts.
Yes. Yeah, we do have to make a note of that for sure. Yeah.
I want him on more teams, and I keep forgetting to get him. I'm very bullish on him. I watched him play enough. I watched enough A&M games. The dude is just like, the way I describe him is he's like a joystick. He's like, you're playing Madden and you're just like a savage at it, and you could just like spin out, you can juke people, you just make the right cuts and break ankles and get away from the defenders. He's like that guy. He's like the yak. Like anytime he has the ball, it's like, oh, is he about to score? Oh, he's gonna score. Like he's gone. Like he doesn't have to be the fastest guy. And people are overselling how small he is. Maybe they're lying, but his college page, like his official stuff, is that he's 5'10" or 5'11" and 190. So what if he's actually 5'10" and 180? Like that's like
It's fine. Doesn't matter. In today's NFL, it's perfectly fine. Yeah.
perfectly fine. I mean, he's no Bindles, he's no Candyman, but
He's no Candyman. He's not 6'4".
you know, I don't think I ever broke a 5 flat 40 time either, though.
He does need to get in the gym like this guy, though.
Heavyweight! Yeah, buddy! Lightweight! Ah! Lightweight! Woo!
That was sick. I didn't know you added that, Ronnie. Cool. Lightweight, baby. Okay. Debo, Shaheed. Shaheed actually been kind of underwhelming.
Debo or Dobbs? I'm good with
Murray,
Kyler. Yeah, I'm good with Kyler.
And then you said Dobbs. I think I like Dobbs. He's a free
Dobbs.
agent.
Dobbs is a free agent. Yeah, I was gonna say. I know Dobbs is not bad. It's also just like a weird. Green Bay is always so weird with so many receivers.
He was doesn't he have more touchdowns than Garrett Wilson in the same amount of years?
Dude, he's a touchdown merchant. Yeah. I was talking about Kyler. Kyler's, I think he's just a good.
I heard you talking about him earlier today.
Small win. I mean,
agree.
dude, yeah, he doesn't have to be, but like just small win. Like I find it hard to believe that he can't be like
name 3 teams that need a quarterback. That's not the Jets. You name one. I'll name one. Then you name
Minnesota, Miami,
Steelers.
Yeah, there you go.
And if he's in Minnesota, holy smokes! I don't think he will be, but if he's in Miami, why not? That's not bad either. And then if he's on the Steelers, that's could be even I wouldn't say the best. Minnesota would definitely be better, but it's just weird that I don't know that we'll get to that, right? I don't know, but you're not wrong.
I just feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot worse quarterbacks than Kyler Murray. I'm sorry, there are. Okay, let's see. What do we want? Wide receiver, running backs. There's no one here that really stands out to me.
I would say we push running back. We've made a good stand with 5 of them.
Yeah. If I'm good with either of those two.
Dobbs, Pat Bryant, McMillan.
I don't mind McMillan either.
He might come back around. Do you want to go Dobbs? He's the
Let's
ADP.
go Dobbs. Yeah, I kind of feel like if he's with the Packers, he's still a fine pick at this range, and maybe he does somehow luck box into like some good landing spot. So
sure.
I don't think you're losing at ADP with Dobbs. And like he is a guy that he could conceivably score 3 touchdowns and be the guy you need. Like I know everyone says that. Anyone could be the guy you need, but we've seen Dobbs have some pretty big games.
What was the deal with Troy Franklin kind of cooling off in the second half of the season? I mean, he still had a great year from where he's like 100 targets, 65 recs, over 700 yards, 6 touchdowns, almost 150 fantasy points. Like that's respectable. And he had spike weeks early on, but was it just Pat Bryant outplaying him down the stretch, or Pat Bryant didn't even really hit the box score, that often really.
It was really late in the season when Pat Bryant was coming on a little bit, but I mean, you talk about good environments. I think the Broncos, right, are pretty. Their defense kind of limits them at a certain point, but I think Franklin's he's fine enough. Sutton could fall off conceivably.
Sure. So. Sutton's been pretty consistent, pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm still drafting Sutton this year, but you're right. Okay. Like it's there's going to be some changes eventually, and you just never know when it's coming. With the guys who are over 30, the wide receivers.
I guess the one guy I would have, McMillan was pretty damn good, even coming off a broken neck, and then you have the chance that if Evans moves on and it's him, Igbuka, and very older Godwin who's been chronically injured, I think McMillan. I wasn't a McMillan guy last year.
It's a good
but
price.
Yeah, I think it's
the neck was scary. He's back. He's young.
That's real ballsy coming back from a neck injury and putting up some solid fantasy points.
What if Kyler goes to the Falcons? Says Sus.
I mean, that would be pretty fun. Maybe not for Drake London, but
We have Drake London on this team. That's what I was kind of getting at. But
no, I know. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I queued some guys. We don't need these guys if we don't want them. But I'm just throwing out. We're at 164. There's a couple wide receivers that I think are Tyreek Hill's there. Is this a spot for Tyreek?
No, definitely not.
Do we take another
Henry? I don't know. I think he's a good pick. I don't know. Like, do we feel like we need a running back more? What is the position? I feel like position. This is like
Mitchell.
I think I was gonna say Henry.
Oh damn. It is way past ADP. I should have just done it because that was actually Mitchell ahead of ADP, but fuck it, whatever.
I feel like Tucker or Rashad White I like as well. I was more just thinking like positional allocation wise because we have Loveland. I think you can kind of just take two guys at the very end of the draft to pair with him. So then at that point, I think wide receiver is fine. I was just more.
Damn, we should have gone Hunter Henry or just gone Sean Tucker.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
At this, because I'm not really too focused on individual names though. Like the draft capital at this point, it's flat, right? So it's just like these are all $1 auction bids. It's a flat tier. It's whatever makes sense in the context. We don't know where Kyler's going to go, so it's hard to stack him. Do we just end up taking another quarterback before it gets too late? Penix was the obvious pick, and that's probably why I scrambled so much. I was kind of looking for Penix.
Yeah.
And then he was gone, fair. And I didn't even realize because I had moved on to this screen.
That's okay. Yeah, are there any running backs here that are even remotely interesting?
Would you want to go Barner or Theo or any of these RBs? Sampson, Singleton? Who do you like? Brian Robinson?
No, let's go Franklin or let's go Barner. You want to go Barner for tight end?
Yeah, I would say we already have 7 wide receivers. We might not even take another one. Damn.
Wait, I swear you switched that.
I always get that.
Am I tripping?
I'm tripping too. I think it might have froze on us for a second because I definitely switched it, and I looked down and I was like, we have 6. Why did I say 7? Oh, because we drafted Troy Franklin. Well, this draft has gone off the rails. We did not land the plane. In rounds 14 and 15, we crashed and burned after our perfect start. But that's
We haven't pulled out that one in a while.
Holy shit, dude. That caught me so off guard. And it kept going. It got funnier the longer it went.
We have some classic clips loaded up in the StreamYard.
Oh, I love Alex Jones in the most hypothetical way.
Yeah,
what a meme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man.
Okay, so now we probably need a quarterback.
I mean, I guess we were going kind of like barbell with the wide receivers. I just didn't expect it to be
this many
in this range and this many. And we haven't technically lost out on any really important quarterbacks or tight ends. I mean, Barner, Johnson, they're fine.
No, it's fine. We got Pat Fryermuth at home.
Yeah, no, I have been taking Fryermuth. So is Jonnu Smith gone, or is he still there, or we're not worried about him?
I kind of feel like that was an Arthur Smith thing, but I don't know.
Because Arthur Smith is gone.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I mean, we can't take the third Pittsburgh running back with Caleb.
I kind of like Ray
Have been clicking
Davis.
Caleb.
I kind of like Ray Davis low key, but that's just me.
I know you're clicking Ray Davis. I feel like he didn't play a lot, but
No, I know, but it's the Bills.
it's the Bills. That's a good. You're right. No, you're not wrong there.
B-Rob probably not a terrible click.
He's a free agent too, and I feel
yeah,
like,
he's not bad.
I mean, technically, he was worse than Ray Davis somehow. Where's that? 2 touchdowns to what do you have? 0? Yeah, 2 touchdowns to 0. That makes a big difference. So
What about what other quarterbacks and stuff? are
yeah, we should probably
available?
hammer quarterback. We
Shadir.
took Brissett, which I was kind of hoping we might be able to get.
Yeah.
And so for me in this range, we're on the clock. It's like, do we go with McCarthy, Shador, or Ty Simpson? I've been doing Ty Simpson later. Do you want to go running back first? Or
Yeah, let's
quarterback
go
first?
running back first.
Or do you want to go Dalton Schultz here?
Yeah, let's go. We can go Schultz.
Just a healthy Dalton Schultz pick. Or Njoku.
I like Njoku better.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, maybe he's our tight end 3. Or do we need a tight end 3? Can we just stop with Colson Edwards?
No, we can go 2. We could go 2.
We can go 2, and then we're just done with those 2 guys. Unless we get a last round value, because I think next we do want to get back to running back. It's getting ugly.
Getting real.
It's actually getting ugly too. So then it's like, who do you have the most faith in here? Aaron Rodgers not retiring. I'm scared. Shador getting benched. I'm also scared.
Yeah.
Don't draft him. Aaron half 50-50, could retire, and even if he plays, is he that good? Not that good.
Kirk O'Chains back to Minnesota.
I don't know. It's tempting, but if we go 4, I don't know.
4 QB.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel sometimes in these drafts, where it's like it's so much uncertainty.
What's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference?
I say we go Ray Davis first and figure it out, or do you want Njoku?
Let's go Ray Davis.
Is there any reason we would need like Tesla or Lane or?
No, I don't. I think we go either running back or Njoku. If you feel strongly, you can push me off.
I think Ray Davis is a solid
dude.
pick
I think Ray Davis is good, and it's just James Cook hasn't been hurt, but could happen.
You sold me on he's on the Bills. That's all I.
He's on the Bills. He won't get all the work. Like maybe Ty Johnson gets some receiving work, but rushing work. What was it? 2 years ago, he had a couple of games with 20 plus carries. So, yeah.
Rodgers to Gainwell was a deadly combination last season. I'm so afraid of Rodgers retiring. The first season Rodgers was on the Jets, that was 2024, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or what was it?
Oh no,
that was 2023. Yeah. Let me find out.
Oh, on the Jets. Yes, on the Jets. Yeah.
There's an easy way to figure this out. It was 2023. I drafted 0% Aaron Rodgers in best ball in 2023 because I was afraid of him retiring then. And he didn't retire. He just went to the Jets and then tore his ACL. And I got lucky. But then I drafted him last season. That'd have been 2025. So that's 2 years post AC. I don't think I drafted him in 20. So I skipped Aaron Rodgers for 2 years. I drafted him again last year. I feel like I'm done. I can't go back.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I understand completely. Okay.
I don't know if we mentioned it. We've got in our room with us. We have got. I feel like I've seen Ike Money a few times, but I don't know if we know who that is specifically. Biff Tannen, of course.
Yes.
Drafting in the 9 spot, and then Travioli, the great, in the 11 spot. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Post Super Bowl hangover and all.
Absolutely. You're here. You're getting ballsy. You're getting Alex Jones clips. You're getting Ronnie Coleman clips. What more could you ask for on a Monday night? Okay.
When the world asks more of you than you can ever imagine, just drop an Alex Jones clip right in their face.
11
You take-
at 11:27 p.m. Eastern time. Baby in hand. you just
Headphones
get it.
on. Ah! The jump scare. Incredible. Okay, we have 3 picks left, actually. Damn, these drafts are just so long.
They're so long.
The 20 picks always gets me. We need a running back here. We got to work some magic. I don't know where we go.
Jaden Blue, your boy.
You think we take some blue?
No, I mean probably not, but we could.
He had more than 0 touchdowns and more than 0 attempts. Just Najee. He's been a guy. People are forgetting.
Yeah, we can do
that he
Najee.
exists.
Let's go Najee.
Do we go with a second-year guy like Neil or Gordon, who might be sexier? Maybe Caleb or did we take it? We haven't taken a quarterback yet. Do we go Ty Simpson now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's that much of a difference then.
I'm just afraid. I don't know where. I'm not afraid that Kyler's going to be a starter somewhere. I have no idea with Tua. I just really don't know. Or does it stay in Miami and we're just playing this wrong? I have no idea. Ty Simpson. Yo, what's up, Jalapeno Jenkins? Ty Simpson, I am almost certain he will be a Jet. And maybe that's bad. And, well, we don't need much from him as our QB3 with Caleb Williams. So potentially.
Trinidad, great. Trinidad, shout out Fair State of Michigan, Division II.
Trinidad over Ty Simp is probably right in the long run. I just think that Ty Simpson is going to get drafted in the early first round and then start at least 10 plus games this season. So I don't know. I've been drafting.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought I was muted. I said let's after this pick, let's get this dynasty question.
Okay, Najee goes, son of a bitch.
Tight end.
Who do you like? Stowers, Okonkwo,
Stowers,
Stowers, whatever it could be. Some rookie upside. I think that's
sorry, I'm just ripping clips. Apparently Stowers is good. I don't really know that much about him, but apparently he's good. So
I was looking the other direction and I just saw a flash over here and some music playing. I was like, do you have a Stowers clip? Eli Stowers?
No, I don't.
I'll say it both ways so everyone in the chat can hear it the right way and the wrong way.
Yeah. So sorry, Ty Simpson. You were speaking.
No, Ty Simpson. Every year there's rookie quarterbacks going in the last round of our best ball drafts, and they always surprise to the upside every single time. Shuck, years ago, Stroud, even Levis got some run, but they get on the field. Drake May got pushed farther than we expected. This last year, Dart was starting almost immediately, it felt like. So Ty Simpson, what do I need to know about him? He's a rookie in the last rounds. Am I pattern matching? Maybe, but that's just structurally it just makes sense. And if he's going to start some games, even if he's on the Jets, maybe the Jets get better.
Yeah, no, it's fair. I know I've heard he's a bit of a project, is what I've heard.
He only started 1 year at Alabama. He has 1 year of college starting, so he has the least reps of anyone compared to Shuck, who had 6 years in college, a shit ton of reps, and then even Dart was a multi-year starter. Yeah. But Ty Simpson, I mean, it's whatever. Maybe we don't need him to hit our lineup, but to cover bye weeks or something.
Yep.
Same thing with Stowers. I'm thinking here, it's we might not have even needed that third tight end. In 18 rounds, we probably go with 2 QBs, 2 tight ends on a build like this, or just take one less running back and keep the third QB for some safety. Here, though, I think there's no reason for us to take any of these other receivers, right? We're pretty much set on getting one more last running back that is fun.
Yes, I agree.
Is Chris Rodriguez fun? He's a free agent, right?
I believe so.
He did some interesting things. I mean, 100 carries last season. He's not the
6
worst.
touchdowns. Yeah.
Oh, Roman Hemby is a name that I've clicked occasionally. I don't think we have a rookie. Oh, we have Emmett Johnson. We don't have to go too deep on the rookies. We don't want to like
Yeah.
completely.
I don't mind Neil or Gordon.
So with Neil, I'm almost certain they're gonna. I honestly do believe they go Love. So then it's
Okay.
like Love. How effective can Neil be behind Love? Maybe he's fine. But maybe Love just carries the ball a ton. Like he doesn't really get off the field. Then you have Gordon, who was starting to take some work from Achan, more than I expected when I looked more into it. Achan was splitting work with Gordon and Wright, and I think maybe even Gordon takes over some of Wright's role. So I don't know. Maybe Gordon has more opportunity. We've taken some Neil. I haven't taken a lot of Gordon. Are you?
Yeah, let's go Gordon. I mean,
And what if Kyler's a Dolphin, like you said? Gordon can play on some passing. Well, he only had 7 receptions. He had a receiving touchdown though. I don't know why
That's
I
okay.
thought Gordon caught a little bit more than he did, but maybe just that touchdown that stood out in my mind on a Thursday night game. I think it was, or maybe it was one of the primetime slots. Ollie Gordon caught a touchdown. He had some serious hype at the end of August last year.
Absolutely.
He's going like pick 130 at one point, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was he was really, I think he was pretty young coming into the league as well. So new regime. We'll see.
Davis Mills gets drafted.
That's wild.
Dude, he's gonna be a Texan again. Are they assuming that like Stroud gets benched? That's wild.
CJ Stroud has a new haircut, so comeback season.
It is. It's a brand new him. Mac Jones, I've seen him getting drafted a ton. I feel like he gets drafted a lot for that was before the 49ers confirmed he's a backup. Maybe they're playing hardball. They could trade him later, but he's going to be a 49er until otherwise noticed. And Mac Jones goes here in round 20. So it's like, that seems like a weird,
it's a
risky
weird
pick.
I agree.
But it's fine. I mean, who knows? Even he played this season. So it just injury, he gets traded. There's outs.
Yeah. Dynasty, Superflex, tight end premium. Would you trade Josh Allen for Caleb and Loveland? Well, Captain Clutch Pants, do you have more context of like, what does your team look like? Like, are you just a super top heavy team or like you don't have much else? And because I think value wise, it's a fair trade. Like Caleb, obviously pretty promising. Loveland obviously is going in like the 4th round in these drafts. So definitely two valuable players. I would say like the value adds up. Like Josh Allen probably, I mean, it's hard to put a price on those top end guys, but 4 or 5 firsts, something in that range, base firsts. So I would say Caleb probably 2.5, 3-ish. Loveland probably 1.5, 2-ish. So I think it's fine value. It's more team dependent on, do you need to break up the value of Josh Allen and split it? Or do you feel strong enough with the rest of your team where you just want to bank, I have Josh Allen and I'm going to use those points, and he's one of the most valuable players in Dynasty and whatever. So I think it's more like a structural thing versus just like a right or wrong answer. Because I think either side is perfectly fine. Like if I'm giving up Caleb and Loveland for Josh Allen, I can see on a certain team that would be fine, and then same thing, vice versa. So
Perfectly said. I would just think of this as in my expected season-long total outcomes. I would probably think that Josh Allen outscores Caleb by somewhere between 60 to 100 fantasy points every single season going forward until further notice, and potentially even more. I'm trying to be somewhat conservative. To me, then it also matters, like Bindles was saying, your team need. And then for Loveland, how much does that elevate you in your tight end position and above your opponents? So obviously you can start tight ends in your flex and tight end premium. So even you could also consider his value above your next best flex player is that worth 100 points above what you currently are using and throwing out there? That's kind of the things I would think about because Josh Allen is pretty impossible to replace.
Yeah, absolutely. He is pretty like that's the thing is like that. I was just talking with who Hames. He was talking about one quarterback, so I was confused. But like some of these players, like I think people overthink it, where it's like Josh Allen is the end goal. Like that is it's almost I'm almost never wanting to trade away Josh Allen unless it just is that situation where it's like I'm kind of screwed. Like I'm just not going to be able to fill enough roster spots with like semi-usable players. So he does say not a lot of depth. I'd be interested if you can if you want to join the Discord or send me a DM on X. Our names are up above, but I'd be interested to see more, and I can give you more information based on your actual team. So
that is funny. You really got me going there when you said Josh Allen is the end goal. I think that's pretty true. That makes me want to think to keep Josh Allen a little bit more there. Sometimes we're trying to be, one step ahead, but when I look at the names here, even with Puka, there is risk. As soon as Stafford retires, new QB, there's risk, there's change. Josh Allen is the engine of his own fantasy outcome. Like he doesn't need anyone. He literally has no receivers to throw to right now. It's just him and James Cook, and they're doing the best they can. So it can only get better.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, he's right. He's him, Lamar, Drake May, whoever you want to put up there. But like they're the highest valued players and they're highest scoring players. So it's just like to trade that away, you really need to like blow me away. And like, okay, yeah, Caleb, right? Like maybe he hasn't. What does Caleb realistically have to do to like be even a top 6 scoring quarterback, right? Like not even in the Josh Allen, Lamar, Drake May range, but like even top 6, it's a lot of things have to go right. Colston Loveland, we're both in on him. We just took him in this last draft, but like for him to like really be a separator versus a Trey McBride versus a Bowers, or like even get close to that, like a lot of things have to go right. Josh Allen, you're like, okay, unless he gets injured, he's pretty much the most valuable player or one of the top most valuable players. So, yeah, if you guys want full rankings, like I said, join the Discord. I will flash up the QR code, and you can find it in the bio as well. But we'll get back to the draft and review our draft. But thank you for the question, for sure.
Oh, very nice. Do you want to do a quick recap of this team we just drafted, brother?
Absolutely.
It's all you.
So quarterback, we have Zesty Caleb, we have Short King Kyler Murray, and we have guy who's not going to start the whole year, Ty Simpson. We have Kenneth Walker, Jalen Warren.
Wait, who?
Kenneth Walker?
Super Bowl MVP.
Super Bowl MVP, bald king. Jalen Warren worse than Kenneth Gainwell, but that's okay. We handcuffed. We got Kenneth Gainwell as well. David Montgomery going to be the starting running back for I have no idea, some bad team. Emmett Johnson is the GOAT, so glad we got him at least. You don't need Josh Allen. You have Ray Davis, okay? When James Cook goes down in week 2, Ray Davis, league winner, okay? Shout out PPR Tyler, the original Ray Davis stan. And then Ollie Gordon, their RB4 on Miami. What gets better than that?
I thought you were going to say Olive Garden for a second there. I've never heard him called that before, but that's his new nickname, Unlimited Bread. Olive Garden.
Unlimited Motion. Jamar Chase, Drizzy Drake, London, shout out the 6. Luther Burden. I already played the clip. I was going to play it again, but it's fine. DJ Moore, Romeo, throw your Dobbs up. AD Mitchell, the most ADHD player in the league, and Troy Franklin. I'm pretty sure Candyman's small daughter weighs more than him, so it's probably not a good sign. And then we have Colston, Love Island, Dalton Schultz, H-Town Stand Up, and Eli Stowers. I don't know what to say about him. He's a tight end rookie. So, yeah, pretty fun team. Honestly, I do feel good about this team. I know we got a little derailed at the end there with, but I think Caleb and Kyler is perfectly fine. Take the shot on Ty Simpson, even though he's going to be, he's only going to play the last 3 games. But those are the games that matter. So,
hell yeah. No, this team was fun. The way we started it was really cool too. Chase, London, Ken Walker, Loveland, Burden, and then Warren Williams, and then DJ Moore. My only regret is hindsight 2020. Maybe we take Pollard instead of DJ Moore, and then Moore still falls to us because some people hate him, or we just end up taking like an Addison there or a Boston, and it still looks kind of similar. But
Concepcion.
Yeah, or K. Like we could have gotten KC. We got your boy, Emmett Johnson though. I got to dig further on him. I'm aware of him, but I'm not. I haven't been put on really yet. And I think I did actually catch PPR Tyler's stream when he was reviewing Emmett Johnson, but maybe it's kind of been a couple days, and it's the names and the things. I haven't really to me, I have not like separating him out yet into being like, this is why I'm drafting him. This is why I like him. I'm just kind of taking him, going with the flow. And then yeah, we got some nice natural volatility in the back end of our draft when we selected Alex Jones for about 2 or 3 picks, but super fun team. This is a nice one.
Yeah, the Chicago Mega Stack, pretty fun, and we got a Super Bowl MVP on our squad the day after the Super Bowl. So it's not like we're buying.
Always buy at the top.
That's literally what I was about to say. I was going to say, you always want to buy high. That's exactly what they always.
Honestly, though, cool. Buy at the top and then sell at the next top. It's only up from here with Kenneth Walker, so it's just one top to the next. It's not really the top if you're not there yet. Amen, he's going to rise. I think he's going to be a 2nd round pick. I can see people taking him over. Some people hate Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown. I see people taking him over Chase Brown or even Breece Hall. We saw him go ahead of Bucky and Jacobs here, although it was our fault. But I can see him creeping into the 2nd round, and it wouldn't be that weird.
Definitely. No, I can see it. I can see it. The hype is very real. Let's get rid of this here. Guys, go sub to Candyman. The man is grinding out here. He's doing PGA drafts. He's streaming 3-4 days a week. You'll never see his eyes ever. Okay. I don't know. Maybe sub goal once in a blue moon, it'll happen, but,
1 million subs,
1 million subs. Exactly. But yeah, go sub to Candyman, one of the hardest working men in the business.
Too kind.
Any words for us, Candyman? Anything you want to shout out? And what are you doing for the rest of this week? What are the streams looking like? You have the floor.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Drake May, I guess, is my first thought above all else. And yeah, I guess he's never going to go back to the Super Bowl. It's too bad. I heard someone tweeted it was like, there's never been a 2nd-year quarterback to make it to Super Bowl and lose that ever made it back again. And there's always these weird things. There's only been 60 Super Bowls. How many times have we had a 2nd-year quarterback? There's always weird, little footballisms like that. I don't know. I think he'll be just fine. But yeah, it was a tough loss. It didn't look great for him. Now you know how CJ Stroud felt 3 weeks ago. Everyone hated him. Right now, everyone's hating on Drake May for having a lackluster offensive line. But neither here nor there. I am doing PGA best ball and fantasy streams every Wednesday. So this week we're previewing the AT&T Pro-Am at Pebble Beach. Super fun. So I've got that stream set up for Wednesday. I'll probably go live later this week, to be determined. I'm going to be doing some traveling later this week. So I don't know the rest of my stream schedule yet, but I go live doing fantasy best ball drafts all the time. And so, like Bindle said, make sure you're subbed. Make sure you like the stream tonight, both on Bindle stream and mine. Do us a favor and make sure you're subbed to Bindles as well. Our guy, our stud. He doesn't take shit from no one. He smokes his stogies inside. He just moved into a new place, and we'll have to make it out there once you thaw out. It's a little bit too cold for me right now in that part of our neighboring country up there north. But once you thaw out a little bit, I have to make it up there. We'll check out the new spot and smoke some stogies inside.
Amen, brother. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, I might have to do a little Houston trip. Say hi to the homies. You and Emo Cowboy, and we can see some other streamer bros come meet up. I know you guys had a fun meet up a few months ago. So yeah.
I was talking to Cody at one point in the past, and we were like, where can we go? We would do a meetup, but somewhere we could also have like a golf trip, because I know he's actually a really good golfer. I'm a wannabe real life golfer. I watch golf. That's my strength. I'm pretty bad in real life at golf, but I like to play. But Cody's actually a good golfer. So we were talking about meeting up at some point somewhere. I forget the ideas we tossed out, but like somewhere in Florida would be sick. Florida's super fun anywhere, beaches, golf courses, activities, bars, restaurants, great seafood, incredible sushi actually too. And then because we're on this tangent now, BBG was talking about a surf trip. We got to visit him too, right? Like ideal, like a little just meet up, but then
absolutely
get some surfing in. Like,
I'm going to be terrible at surfing, but I'll give it a shot. You got to be ballsy.
But you'll look good doing it. You get to take your shirt off.
What's more functional than surfing, right? That is the one thing BBG is right about.
It's most functional if you actually do push-ups on the beach after you finish your surf as well. You got to make sure everyone's watching.
100%. It's all that's what it's all about. Yeah, we got to get BBG to try to do that. Now that I think about it, we have to bully.
I've been telling him we're gonna do it as soon as it gets warm. It's already warm there, but as soon as some time goes by, we'll plan something out. And I think we're gonna do a little surf. That's on the short list. We're gonna travel the whole country and outside of the country. I've got my passport ready, so I'll make it up to Canada.
Amen, brother. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go like over on Candyman's channel. Go come like on my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, go join the Discord link is down below. I will pop up the QR code as I put the intro out, but hope you guys have an absolutely glorious rest of your week. Stay warm if you're in the north. If you're in Candyman's country, you guys are, turn on the AC. You're sweating. But have a great night, and we will see you guys next week.